Success isn't a straight line. It isn't a one-time event. Success is a journey that often includes detours, obstacles, and, most importantly, failures. We grow not in our moments of ease, but in the times when we fall flat, get rejected, and face what seems like defeat. There's a quote attributed to Winston Churchill: "Our success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm." That one line captures the essence of resilience. The idea that no matter how many times we fall, if we still rise with the same fire, we haven't truly lost. In fact, we're winning, just not in the way the world expects. Each failure teaches us something that success never could. It builds grit, character, perspective, and strength. But enthusiasm, that deep inner drive, is what keeps us moving forward. Yes, the people who succeed aren't always the most talented or lucky. They are the ones who never give up, no matter how many times they stumble. The truth is, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every inspiring life story has chapters filled with disappointment. What separates achievers from quitters is one simple thing: they keep going with enthusiasm. Failure is not a dead end, it's a redirection. Every time we fail, we gain insight, clarity, and resilience. Instead of viewing it as defeat, we should embrace it as part of the process that refines our character and decision-making. When enthusiasm remains even in failure, it becomes the energy that pushes us through difficult times. It's that inner flame that keeps us moving when logic says to stop. The more we protect our enthusiasm, the longer we last in the game. You don't need to be perfect to succeed. You just need to be consistent. Stumbling forward, learning through trial and error, and not giving up is a far better path than waiting for ideal conditions or flawless execution. Each failure comes with a hidden lesson. The key is to analyze what went wrong, improve, and try again. The people who grow are those who ask, "What can I learn from this?" rather than "Why did this happen to me?" Resilience is the defining trait of those who achieve lasting success. It's not the talent or luck they were born with, it's the ability to bounce back again and again without losing hope or direction. When you treat failures as feedback, your entire approach to life changes. You become a student of life rather than a victim of circumstance. Your mindset, not your mistakes, determines your ultimate outcome. We often celebrate results, but effort deserves equal applause. Putting in work, taking risks, showing up after a failure, that's what builds success. Every time you show up despite fear, you are already succeeding. Success isn't a single point you reach, it's a continuous path you walk. It includes falls, pauses, and wrong turns. What matters most is staying on the road, adjusting your course, and never giving up on the direction you believe in. Too often, people see failure as a final judgment, a sign that they're not good enough, not smart enough, or not cut out for the challenge. But that's a dangerous myth. In reality, failure is simply feedback. It's life's way of showing you what doesn't work so you can move closer to what does. Every great achievement in history was built on a foundation of failed attempts. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Each time he failed, he didn't see it as a defeat, but as a valuable lesson about what not to do. When we shift our perspective, we begin to see failure not as a punishment, but as part of the refining process. It strengthens our decision-making skills, deepens our self-awareness, and teaches us how to handle adversity. It builds emotional maturity. Think of failure as a teacher, sometimes a harsh one, but always one that delivers lessons no textbook ever could. The path of progress is filled with missteps, rejections, and stumbles, and yet each fall is an opportunity to rise stronger, wiser, and more prepared than before. Enthusiasm is the invisible engine that drives persistence. It's not just a fleeting emotion, it's a powerful force that keeps you moving forward, especially when everything else is telling you to give up. In the face of repeated failures, it's easy to feel disheartened, to lose motivation, and to question your path. But enthusiasm acts as a shield against that discouragement. It reignites your purpose, refreshes your mindset, and helps you maintain momentum even when progress seems invisible. True enthusiasm doesn't depend on success. It survives in the absence of it. That's what makes it so powerful. When you remain excited about your journey, even when results are disappointing or delayed, you're already ahead of most people. You're proving that your commitment is deeper than circumstance. Enthusiastic people see setbacks as challenges to overcome, not reasons to quit. They understand that failure is temporary, but the passion that fuels their goals must be constant. It's not enough to just have a goal. You need the emotional energy to pursue it relentlessly. Enthusiasm is what transforms effort into joy, discipline into desire, and struggle into strength. When others are slowing down, doubting themselves, or walking away, the person fueled by enthusiasm is still pushing forward, eager to see what lies beyond the next obstacle. Many people waste valuable time chasing perfection, waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, or the perfect version of themselves before they take action. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion, a moving target that keeps shifting as you grow. What truly leads to success is not flawless execution, but relentless consistency. Showing up every day, doing the work even when it's hard, and continuing the journey even when results are not immediate. That's what creates breakthroughs over time. Consistency is the habit that builds momentum. It allows small efforts to compound into significant results. Think of water dripping on a rock. One drop does nothing, but over time, with consistency, that same water carves through stone. Success works in much the same way. It doesn't come from one perfect moment, but from thousands of imperfect efforts made consistently over time. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who always got it right. They're the ones who kept going even when they got it wrong. They didn't wait to be perfect. They worked while imperfect. They improved through repetition. Every attempt, every practice, every routine strengthened their skills and sharpened their mindset. While perfection creates pressure and fear of failure, consistency encourages progress and builds resilience. It teaches patience, builds discipline, and keeps your goals within reach, even when the journey feels long and uncertain. And setbacks are not just obstacles, they are some of life's most powerful teachers. Every time we experience failure, disappointment, or an unexpected detour, there's an opportunity hidden within the pain. The key is to shift our mindset from reaction to reflection. Instead of asking, "Oh, why me?" we should be asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Each setback has the potential to reveal something about ourselves, a weakness we need to work on, a habit that needs breaking, or a perspective that needs shifting. Growth often disguises itself in discomfort. When things don't go as planned, we are forced to stop, evaluate, and adapt. These moments sharpen our judgment, challenge our assumptions, and help us build the mental flexibility to try again, only smarter. In fact, some of the most important skills we acquire, resilience, patience, emotional control, are often born from our toughest experiences. Successful people don't fear setbacks because they've learned how to extract value from them. They treat failure as data, until they analyze what went wrong, why it happened, and how they can adjust. This process of reflection turns a negative event into a powerful learning tool. Without setbacks, there's no growth. Without challenge, there's no evolution. Every fall is a chance to rise with more awareness, better strategies, and a deeper understanding of both the journey and yourself. Resilience is the unshakable quality that defines those who ultimately succeed. It's not about how strong you are when everything is going well. True resilience is measured by how you respond when everything is falling apart. Life will test you. Goals will challenge you. You will face rejection, criticism, delays, and disappointment. But resilience is what gives you the power to keep going when every part of you wants to stop. It's the mental muscle that grows stronger with every fall, every bruise, and every comeback. Resilient people don't let failure define them. They don't take a temporary loss and turn it into a permanent identity. Instead, they see every setback as a setup for a greater return. They rise from their lows not with bitterness, but with clarity. They adapt, they pivot, and they keep their eyes on the bigger picture, no matter how far it may seem. While others are paralyzed by fear, frustration, or regret, resilient individuals continue to act. They move forward with courage, not because they feel fearless, but because they've learned to walk through fear with determination. What makes resilience so powerful is that it is built, not born. It's developed through every difficult experience you face and overcome. It comes from choosing to fight one more round, to take one more step, and to believe in your purpose even when there is no applause, no reward, and no guarantee. It is resilience, not talent, not luck, that becomes the deciding factor in whether someone gives up or keeps rising. Your mindset is the lens through which you interpret every experience in life, and that interpretation directly influences your actions, your emotions, and ultimately your outcomes. Two people can face the same setback. One sees it as a defeat and quits, while the other sees it as a challenge and grows. The difference isn't in the event, it's in the mindset. A fixed mindset believes abilities are static, that failure defines worth, and that setback signal the end of the road. But a growth mindset understands that skills can be developed, that failure is part of learning, and that challenges are opportunities in disguise. When you train your mind to respond with curiosity instead of frustration and with determination instead of despair, you start to reclaim control over your journey. You begin to realize that you are not a victim of circumstances, you are an active creator of your reality. This shift in thinking makes all the difference. Challenges no longer feel like roadblocks, they become stepping stones. Criticism stops feeling like an attack and starts to feel like feedback for improvement. Moreover, your mindset influences how you see yourself and what you believe you're capable of. If you believe you can grow through effort and perseverance, then setbacks won't scare you, they'll motivate you. That belief fuels action, and consistent action creates results. Even in the face of failure, a strong mindset pushes you to stand up again, to adapt, and to move forward with more clarity. It reminds you that your current situation is not your final destination, only a part of your ongoing transformation. In a world obsessed with outcomes, trophies, titles, likes, and recognition, we often forget the importance of effort. But real success is not just about where you end up. It's about how much of yourself you were willing to invest in the process. Celebrating effort means acknowledging the courage it takes to try, to risk, to show up even when things are uncertain or uncomfortable. It's about honoring the discipline it requires to keep going, especially when no one is watching and no external rewards are guaranteed. Too often people quit not because they lack talent, but because they overlook their own progress. When we only focus on the end goal, we miss the beauty of growth happening in the journey. Each small step forward, every hour of practice, every obstacle faced with grit, that is success in motion. When we learn to celebrate effort, we shift our focus from perfection to progress. We begin to value improvement, persistence, and commitment over quick wins. This mindset also builds emotional resilience. It helps you stay motivated during the low points when results are delayed or invisible. By appreciating the process, you start to build a deeper connection with your goals. You start to understand that success is not something you stumble upon once. It's something you build through daily actions, through the sweat and struggle most people never see. Celebrating effort reinforces the idea that you are growing stronger, even when the world hasn't caught on yet. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it's a final point you reach, a specific goal, a certain amount of money, a job title, or public recognition. But real success doesn't live at the finish line. It lives in the day-to-day struggle, in the discipline, in the choices you make when nobody is watching. It's not about achieving one big thing and then stopping. It's about continuously growing, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself with each passing day. When we view success as a destination, we create unrealistic expectations. We tell ourselves, once I get there, I'll be happy, or once I achieve that, I'll be fulfilled. But even after reaching a major milestone, the feeling is often temporary. Fulfillment doesn't come from ticking off a box. It comes from living with purpose, passion, and consistency. That's why it's important to embrace the journey with all its highs and lows, because that's where character is built. The most successful people in the world didn't stop after one victory. They kept going, kept evolving, and kept pushing boundaries, not because they hadn't already made it, but because they understood that success is a lifelong pursuit. It's about who you become along the way, not just what you achieve. Every day you get up and try again. Every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you pursue something meaningful despite the obstacles, that's success in real time. So remember this. Success isn't defined by how many times you win, but by how many times you rise after falling. It's the strength to continue when things fall apart, the courage to learn from your failures, and the fire to keep going without losing your enthusiasm. Don't wait for the perfect moment or flawless outcome. Just keep showing up. Keep stumbling forward. Stumbling forward. Because every failure you endure and every effort you make is carving the path to your success. Stay committed, stay passionate, and never forget the journey is the reward.